Welcome to the 5th edition of the Belgian Grand Prix in the Ultimate Mobile Racing League. Back in Season 2, Piggy won his first title around here, and this time it might repeat that we will see somebody take his first championship, and that is Crustunet. The eyes are gonna be on the Spaniard here. It's a golden Albanova GP already basically using a champion's livery as they try to chase after both championships still. If Crustunet finishes on the podium today, he is guaranteed to be the world champion of the Winter 26 season. And I am joined once again by my commentator's colleague, Polak. Hello, good evening.
Hello. Good evening. Thank you for introducing me. I have really big hopes for today's race to be very high quality from all drivers, but especially Crustunet. As you said, he is fighting for a world championship. Could it be his day? Could this be the one day he'll get to shine, or maybe he'll have to wait for the last round of the season? Well, it's today we are going to find out.
Yeah, and now we see Oscar Fan on provisional pole position at 38.80 is already a fantastic time. Let me see the track record. I think that is a .78 77 set by Laguno and Elcrack in Season 5. They have tied twice around here for pole position, these two. Once it was Laguno then actually sitting there, and once it was Elcrack in Season 3. But Oscar Fan on debut for Minardi on provisional pole, still on lap 3, with Tyne at the same time alongside him on the front row. Could this be a race of the rookies, actually, with Crustunet just in P5?
It seems like the start of qualifying, it's been not great for the championship leaders. Also, we see Etruria Justin is down to P4, and his teammate, let's just see, it's down to P9. Sigma Bob really not having a good day in qualifying, dropping outside the top 10. But as we speak, he gets the better of himself, gets the P5, and it's Senna who gets 38.
Wow.
Oh wow.
That is far ahead of everything I have seen in UMRL so far. I am not quite aware of the track record, but Senna is just parked up there in the exit of La Source, maybe just trying to take a breather, maybe thinking it can't get better than this, but what a time for him in the APA. His teammate Albono is also just going across the line, but he is down in P16 at the moment. What a time. Let's see if there's going to be anyone close to that. Crustunet keeps tumbling down the order at the moment.
And there's Crustunet! He gets the provisional pole by 100th of a second. We see Senna already starting his car once more. He needs to get higher. Crustunet already celebrating on the track, getting swerving, waving all around, left and right, being into provisional pole just 100th of a second. Second is Senna, third is Justin, fourth is Pero Drive, and Ludwig, Oscar, and Tyne being tied as he finished. The flag is waving, and let's see how the final laps turn out.
I think it's Justin just jumping up to P4 here. Is there any other change in the top 5? I don't think so. Yes, Sigma Bob, I think, just jumped him, and Justin goes down to 5th place again. Pero Drive in 6th place. He finally took another podium last time out at Valencia, with his teammate Piggy joining him in 7th place. Majimdar 8th in the Algerian livery. It's S25M to celebrate Smooth, who's also retired in the mid-season. But it is perfect position for Crustunet to go after the championship again. And Senna is alongside him with almost the same formidable time. Sigmabob and Seguin have tied for 3rd. It's Sigmabob starting ahead, and Seguin, where he left off in 4th place. That was his best career finish at the Uruguay Grand Prix. The Williams with a special livery for him. It's 5th place for Justin. He is 1 point behind Sigmabob after Valencia again, with Piggy and Pero for MP Motorsports in places 6-7. Then Majimdar just 100th behind them in the S25M, and Ludwig in the second, Ivanova in 9th. Tyne with Tyne, and also Oscar Fan, who starts in P11. We get Pigeon, Guillermo, Nitro, Nikhil, and the other Williams in P15, Toaster in P16. He has qualified quite low down for the last 1 or 2 seasons, but came very close to first podium for his own team last weekend. Losian 17th for Hurricane Racing Team and Albono, the last car on the grid. In terms of lap time, this is the longest UML track. 19 corners and many long straights. After the first hairpin, there is going to be much action up through Rouge and the Camel Straight. The soft tires are going to last 7 to 10 laps, providing the most grip with the mediums 9 to 12 and the hards the most durable with 11 to 15 laps. 3 times in the past, Crustunet has lost the championship in the final stages of a championship. Today, he could wrap it up with 1 to go. Is it going to be like that? Senna alongside him. We go into the source for the first time around the circuit at Spa. Sigma Bob is in a good start. Crustunet is clear at the front row with Seguin also qualifying up high for Williams in their special livery. Done for him. Sigma Bob is falling back. His teammate goes through and Senna into the lead as we reach the chicane at the top of the hill and then plummets down the midfield of this amazing track. Seguin is off the track. Senna still leading with Justin in second and the 2 Etrurias looking racy, trying to wrap up the championship in the team's side as well, with Majumdar in 7th place, and Justin is challenging for the lead as we go towards the bus stop chicane. Crustunet on his outside, doing the switch back on the inside of the last corner. And still they are racing with Piggy sending it up the inside at the source, and the Etrurias go 3 wide with Crustunet and Justin into the barrier in the legendary Eau Rouge corner. What a start, Pollack.
That was certainly something to watch here as we see the championship leader dropping back further down the grid. He is now 5th behind both Etrurias. This Piggy as well up to P2. A very, very good start for him, and Senna still leading the race.
Oh, and Oscar Fan, big collision in the back, sorry about Oscar Fan, who did drop down the order in qualifying, then also is off the track at Stavalo corner, and the Minardi only see Toaster and their team owner still at the front. That is very sad for him to see. I think also a bit of trouble for S25M. Senna is clear at the front, and Singlebob is squeezing Piggy almost onto the grass, and the runoff of Radion. And Sigmabob is now the leading Etruria again, but still it is super close, at least behind the Brazilian, who is having everything under control, with Crustunet kind of being hindered by the 2 Etrurias to get further ahead. They have to do a defensive job as Piggy also gets pushed onto the gravel and Justin lets him back through. That's nice sportsmanship, but also Piggy's teammate passes him there.
They are still trying. Crustunet is still trying. He's now back into 3rd place where he wants to guarantee his championship, though Piggy and Paradrive not giving him an easy time. Both of them trying to close him from fighting. Both of the MP drivers trying their best to team up against the championship leader as Sigma Bob takes the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. Senna just behind, trying to look for an opening between him and Etruria. Crustunet still 5th. Justin have dropped back to 6th. Gil and Ludwig fighting for 7th. There's Toast and P9. There's Majumdar fighting with Tyne. There's Oskar. He's down after the previous incident, down to P14. And at the back of the grid, it's Nikhil, Pigeon and Albono being last for his team.
Oh, and a bit of lag for I don't know who that is. Maybe it was Senna, because he has gone down to P5. There must have been either a mistake or huge issues, at least for the Brazilian, as he is no longer in the lead of the race. So Singlebob just on his own. Big gaps between the first 3 drivers. Crustunet has cleared the MPs and Senna then. The jury is still in front, and Senna is trying to come back at him, going through the left-hander of Blanchimon, which is of course also flat out in this game for the modern cars, and Senna is slowing down even more. Maybe he is having an issue. We are definitely having to watch him. I think there is still some teleports, and if he's slowing like that, we might as well just ask him to DNF straight away. What is he doing?
Yeah, he did slow down a bit there. Very, very weird. He just slowed down just up the Eau Rouge. He's now down to P11. He lost 10 places in just two laps lifespan, and it seems like the problem for now gone. But there are drivers alongside him fighting fiercely, trying to get one more position on him, as Oscar Fan escapes into P12, trying to chase him for the top 11 spot. Meanwhile, back at the top, Sigma Bob has cleared himself as the leader, 1 second off Paradrive, who's in second. Justin trying to defend off. Crustunet going side by side with him on the main straight. Now Crustunet edges him in front, getting as Justin backs out of the fight.
Crustunet has never been in the fight for wins around here, at least has never won them. It's twice the honor went to Laguno and twice to Piggy in the first seasons, as Piggy is just battling away with Toaster down in 5th place, and Crustunet is still having to defend from the Dutchman, Justin, who is the only winner, apart from Crustunet, ever since Season 3. And then we also had Laguno in the first race, but Crustunet then kind of turned it into a dominant season. He doesn't say that that is his best season, he thinks that is Season 6. But then he, of course, got unlucky in the second to last round. Let's hope for him that that's not going to be the case this time, as, yeah, it was pretty much bad luck also playing into Laguno's hands, I have to say. And rain is coming up. Who is this going to favor now? Maybe the soft tire runners, they're all going to reach the pit lane quickly enough, but Sigma Bob carries on.
Well, that's a very interesting. It's a light rain only, so it could be the fake rain call. Though we see some people going for an inter tire as the track gets wet. Everyone's going to start to slide, and you're going to see if it's going to be only the temporary rain, a temporary misjudgment from everyone else, as Justin hit the grass on the Eau Rouge, now losing the position to Toaster down to PA. Seems like it's not a fake rain, it's going to be a heavy rain coming over there. Pero Drive is on new soft, or he's going to lose even more positions from the pit stop, while taking his team in Piggy. There is Majumda, and Sigma Bob is leading. Crustunet is up into P2 with no contention now whatsoever, as everyone is going to go onto the wet tires.
Okay, now let's see who is driving down the pit lane. Justin is going through the source. The two Etruria still side by side, but Sigma Bob then with a worse run going up the hill. But is he still gonna pick up the slipstream from his teammate now? We enter the rain, and straight away that means it's a 1-2 for Etruria. That's how the laws of physics in this game apparently seem to work, as Justin is going wide in the second in just the second part of the lap with the many tight corners. The intermediates struggling a bit more in these very wet conditions, but as it dries up, that might also be another advantage for him. Toaster in P3 again. He has been fighting for the podium at Valencia, just about didn't work out. His Pero Drive also put in a very nice strategy. And Crustunet in 4th place also on the heavy wets, and Senna has kind of fought his way back up into P5. What's an up and down race for the Brazilian Pero Drive, and Seguin goes side by side further back, and I think there's also something happening in the lead of the race. Sigma Bob in first now on the wets.
The fight between teammates is not what they want to see, where they are fighting for a championship, as Justin seems like to be eyeing a move on his teammate. They are sleeping right now, but into the bus stop chicane. Is Justin going to attempt to move? No, he is staying back, letting the Toaster slowly catch on. It's another chance, another shot at the podium from the Minardi driver. Could this be an opportunity like Valencia? Maybe he'll find himself at the top today, at the podium, drinking some champagne with all the drivers. And now the track is drying up. We see Gil is the first one to call it into the dry tire compound, going to mediums, being way behind the grid. Seems like he is just going to trying to get an early advantage to maybe gain some places further back, as Justin going almost touching the rear wing of his teammate Don. Sigma Bob edges him into the pit lane, and both of them going into the slick tires. Sigma Bob is on soft, Justin on mediums, Crustunet Jr. also going soft tires. Toaster is on mediums, and we have Ziguin who goes on hards instead, finishing the top 5.
So that is probably going to be more teamwork from Etruria's side, as Justin is gonna stay behind very politely, apart from if there's an opportunity opening up, and into P1 we go. Justin is into P1 for the moment. Are they gonna swap around over the next few corners? I don't think so, because Toaster is waiting in the wings as well. Crustunet right now in 4th place, and these four are 4 seconds away from the rest of the field. I think as it stands, Crustunet is not gonna be champion, because Sigma Bob is second in the championship, and we know that Crustunet needs a podium. If that happens. And down the Camel Straight we go again. Crustunet inching ahead of Toaster already towards the chicane. There's not going to be a fight anymore. Crustunet covering the inside. Nothing happened between the two Etrurias. And further back it is Pero then with 3 stops, but still in second place. And Heavy Rain is also returning now to the track.
It's going to be even more shuffling from everyone else on the grid as Crustunet closing in on everyone. It's going to be a race in the pit lane. Sigma Bob! He gets the lag rocket and he drops back. Oh, it's a terrible, terrible event for the Turias. What has happened? What has occurred? Sigma Bob, this lag rocket has lost him a ton of time, letting Crustunet back into the lead as Oscar stayed out. He's on soft tire and he's going to maybe try and slipstream or maybe catch some of the wet drivers being on the fresher softs.
I'm not sure. I mean, it's Heavy Rain. It is at least gonna stay wet for a while, but Justin is also slowing down. Maybe there's been more chaos with Sigma Bob. Very bizarre incidents that we've already seen over the first 15 laps around here. Seguin is ahead of Senna in 7th place. The best Williams at the moment, as Nikhil is only in 18th place. Tyne has also had bad luck in the rain, as it seems, as he is down in 17th place. And Nitro 16th for S25M, also not where you would expect him to be. Crustunet has now benefited of the chaos and the pit entry between the Turias. That could cost them on both fronts in both championships. Toaster 64 leads a race in UMRL in Season 7, but Crustunet is coming through. On the exit of Stavelo, Crustunet already ahead of Toaster, and there is not going to be a fight in the bus stop chicane. Crustunet takes the lead again, and now he is on course to become champion in this league finally.
Finally, after so much time, so much waiting, now he is on top once more and is going to have the triumph of the World Championship. The Toaster does not give up his fight for not only a podium, but could it be also a victory if he gets around the Crustunet defense trying to find any spot he could go through. Sigma also, he have caught on the wet tire compound. Tires and Toaster now going side by side. The Crustunet, he has the tighter line and he inches ahead. Toaster up into P1. Crustunet trying to fight on and he is still sitting behind the Minardi driver. Toaster leads the way as Sigma now catches onto the group, but his presence does not change anything about the championship, but could make Crustunet's life a bit harder, maybe letting Justin, his teammate, slowly catch on. But still 2 seconds difference, as in the meantime we saw Nitro being the first DNF of the race. Sadly, it's not going from, it didn't went according to his plan, and he is now outside of the race.
Consistency really is the key in this season of UMRL, and that is just what Crustunet and Laguno mastered better than the others. Sigma Bob has also been consistently in second place over the last few races, but of course Crustunet has just won 5 of the last 7 races, and now he is still in there. But my point is that Toaster and Sigma Bob very much are able around here as well to stay with him. Only Valencia really was very dominant, and also Uruguay. But Toaster and Sigma Bob are right there going for it into the S's in the middle sector, and Toaster is still just about managing to cling on to second place with Sigma Bob on the wet tires. And if he keeps that up, then they are going to have the advantage again in the next few laps. Toaster and Crustunet. Toaster covering off on the inside of the source, but that's not the deal done, as Sigma Bob just gets the better run on the outside, and then that also favors him down the Camel straight. He's just outside the slipstream of Crustunet, I think, into the chicane. If you just cover off the inside, there's not a lot that Toaster can do at the moment, but this fight is still going to carry on for the next few laps at the very least. Justin still on his own in 4th, and Pero and Seguin with the same situation.
All of them alone as the championship fight seems like trying to be reignited by Sigma Bob, trying to have a chance, trying to have another shot, as the track has now dried enough for Inter Tire to have an advantage. He needs to stay in the slipstream if he wants to keep up with the race leader and second place. Meanwhile, further down the grid, Oscar is up into P8. He has recovered greatly after staying up on softs on the wet track. And now, also behind him, it's Ludwig fighting Lozi for the P9. There is Stein recovered up into P11. PV down to P12. We already saw him fighting for the podium. Albonas up into P13, fighting himself in a better position. There's Senna, Guillaume, Pigeon, and Nikhil finishing off the order right now. As we saw it, Toaster is the first one to call it. He is in the pit lane, as Crustunet and Sigma Bob, both of them staying out, one on inters, one on wets. Maybe Toaster is planning something, trying to gain as much on the dry track.
And now, as they reach the section of this track with the most corners, they are already out of grip, at least Sigma Bob. That is very much going to pull a gap between Crust and the Italian as well. Crusted on the inters just able to maneuver through these corners a bit better, but of course Toaster is flying at the moment, already also going through Stavolo, and now Crustunet into the pit lane. Where is the Briton gonna be? Paradrive as well in third place. I think there were some nice calls made by the Slovenian, but Toaster has made the best one and emerges in the lead of the race, but just 1 second ahead, or just half a second ahead of Crustunet, who is still able to stay with him now, and he is on the soft tires trying to regain what he wants to achieve today. Sigma Bob in third. Justin has now closed up to him. Sigma Bob has lost out on the wets after all.
So there his Toaster is leading the way of the race. Crustunet is still second, trying to catch onto the final jewel, and is to be his crown of world championship. That would be a win at the Belgian Grand Prix. Though Etruria is not giving up, both of them trying to close the distance. Justin has 2 seconds to the top two, Sigma Bob just 1 second, still trying to find themselves fighting for the Drivers' Championship. Though at current position, I think they would have secured the Constructors' Championship for themselves right now, as they need only 5 points gap to the Ibernova. As Crustunet takes the lead of the Grand Prix, Toaster just behind him trying to get into the bus stop chicane. Toaster goes wide, loses a bit of time. Now Sigma Bob has the opportunity to catch onto the leader using Toaster for his advantage.
It seems like Justin is just struggling for consistency a bit, as Sigma Bob is going further ahead, and he is also now past Toaster. Toaster has been passed by Crustunet the previous lap in the midfield, and on the medium tires right now he is not looking that good, but Sigma Bob has also just tapped the grass, as it seems, and Toaster clinging on to his second place. It would still be the first podium for Minardi as a whole, and the first for him as their team owner. And Justin is just further back. Seguin in 5th place in the special liveried Williams, and Williams and S25M, that is a huge announcement, which really is gonna make next season feel different, are gonna be merged together to S25M Williams Racing. We also just see Sigma Bob passing Toaster again. There's not much time for me to talk about this, but that is huge news, as also Nikhil is gonna leave pretty much the server, as I understand, after next season, and then Majumdar will be the team principal of S25M Williams Racing, as it's going to be called.
That's going back to the leaders fight. Crustunet still having the few inches ahead, as Sigma Bob uses this opportunity on the straight, using the slipstream. He is going side by side with the championship leader, trying to fight. Crustunet hits the bit of a grass, and Sigma Bob gets the lead back into his fans, and it's DNF. And while we are talking, DNF from Senna has dropped back down, and he is now out of the race, as Sigma Bob tries to have the inside for himself. Crustunet trying to close him off, but still going side by side now into the bus stop chicane. Crustunet has the better line, as Sigma Bob has backed out, trying to still use the slipstream, trying to still hold on to the reigning for now championship leader. But still, seems like he's not stuck behind his slipstream. Toaster still keeping the P3 for himself. Justin though on the hunt, not giving up. It's only 11 laps to go, and still everything can happen, for better or for worse, for the Crustunet, for both Eturias, for Toaster, fighting for the podium or for himself.
Oh, it's always very sketchy when you try to overtake on the outside of the chicane up the hill. That's what Sigmabob tried to do. Let's hope that there is, not gonna be too much of a penalty for that, because it was still a nice attempt from the Italian. Didn't quite work out as Crustunet just repassed him a few corners later. How is it gonna look on lap 29? This battle is still boiling as we go to the end of this race. Sigmabob and Crust both on older tires. Toaster is not able to stay with them on the mediums though.
The gap is still growing between the Toaster and the top two, though he is still trying his best to make it count as Sigmabob makes a mistake. He drops back almost 1 second across and driving into the pit lane, surrendering the P2 to Toaster now, and his teammate now up into P3, that is, as Sigmabob makes the final pit stop of the race. I think so, yeah, there is no more plan unless there is going to be an unannounced rain call, which would shuffle the order once more. Would have been very funny to see at the final laps of the Grand Prix to decide it all, as Crustunet has the safe gap to their P2, 1.5 to Toaster, and another half a second additionally to Justin in P3.
I'm just trying to pick a battle at this point, but there is not a lot going on apart from the pit lane strategies, as Toaster is still carrying on. Crustunet and Justin go for another set of soft tires, the same set that they have just been on. Toaster is also going to go for softs, and he's not going to have a lot of time left in his final stint. Crustunet and Sigmabob already charging towards him on the straight, and Justin doing the same a bit further back. And it seems like the next battle at the front could be Crustunet versus Sigmabob, but Sigmabob is on mediums. Maybe he was hoping that he could stay in someone's slipstream. Right now it's not looking like that, but we are gonna have to wait and see if he can unleash some potential later on.
Toaster is staying out for longer. He is not pitting, he is keeping those mediums to the absolute limit. It's only 7 laps to go, if I counted my math correctly. He is gambling, he's praying for that possible rain call that could benefit him at the end of the race. Though the rain seems like it's not coming for now, Crustunet only inching closer and closer to the Minardi driver, still second place, but the gap is melting. It used to be 2.5, it used to be 2 seconds, now it's 1.2, and still going smaller and smaller as Toaster dives into the pit lane. Last hope lingering for the rain. And there is no rain call for him, as Crustunet inherits the race lead. Both the trio drivers, P2 and P3, is going to be, so if I calculate correctly, is going to be, I think, solidifying their constructor championship, but not dropping the drivers in favor of Crustunet, who is now escaping on those soft tires.
If there's any team opting for a win when they are already set to take their first podium, I think it has to be Minardi. That's just a very interesting PR stunt. Maybe again, I haven't mentioned their livery yet, but that is the basically censored Durex livery now, because their sponsorship has kind of been falling apart again. Durex have ghosted their email account, as they have said, and now they are suing Durex. And that is why they have kind of a censored livery around here. But the two Turias fighting for something on track, actually. Justin going around the outside of Sigmabob then in no-name corner, and takes second place away from the Italian, who is on medium tires, still kind of helpless on this compound. What is going to happen over the next few laps? Crustunet, meanwhile, can just cement himself in P1 again. And this just reminds me of Valencia now. Sigmabob is holding on to his teammates. Are they winning the team's championship now? Because Crust is, of course... Crust is, of course, also going to take a lot of points, but Sigmabob again trying to do the move around the outside against his teammate. Again, Justin gets forced off in the same spot as Crustunet. And Justin on the softs, is he slower now? I don't think so. But yeah, it doesn't really matter because they are on their own. They kind of have lost the race against Crustunet at this point too. And Toaster, again down in 4th place with Paradrive, this time not able to come back to take a podium late on in the race. Then it's Majimdar in 7th place in the S25M, of course. That is his own team. He took his first podium in a long time around the circuit of the Americas. Now he's also set to score some nice points again. Oscar's first race in UMRL has also gone really well. He is the reigning EMRL champion. That's the brand new league for us. And Ludwig in P9, that's still where he started in the second Ivanova, not scoring too many points for Crust's team, with Tyne in 11th and Lozy and Pigeon rounding out the current points position, which are spread out very widely apart from the two Etruria cars. And Crustunet has just got 2 laps to go now before he is clinching the title.
As I calculated, if nothing changes, if Ludwig P1, P9, Crustunet P1 and both Etruria second and third, it's going to be a constructor championship for them with 4 points to spare, and they are going to be the champions crowned if the race finishes as that. As we watch Crustunet, he has been through enough struggles through his career. He lost the championship a few times in his career. Season 3 wasn't his luckiest, season 5 wasn't his luckiest, and even he won, he considered the best for himself. Season 6 he has fallen through to his teammate Laguno, and now it's time for him to maybe shine the brightest among the stars of the UMRL. He has done everything in his power throughout his career to be crowned to get this crown for himself, and it seems like the dream is going to finalize for him, as he claims that also the final jewel of the Belgian Grand Prix is already celebrating, going into the bus stop chicane. The dream is up, the dream is done. Crustunet wins the Belgian Grand Prix, and Crustunet, you are the UMRL World Champion. You have done it. Congratulations, and enjoy your victory as you go to the second and third Etruria. You are also not without a trophy for yourself. You are the champion of the world, the constructor champion of the world. The 2 dreams done together, the best scenario for them, as Crustunet seen celebrating on the track. The day is his, and it's for him to celebrate and cherish for the rest of his career.
Etruria on top of the world for the 3rd time in this league already. They are now more successful than Williams e-Racing yet again. They have been trading these championships over the last few seasons, and Crustunet for the first time finally doing the same thing. Unbelievable, absolutely deserved. I think he is now confirmed as one of the best players to ever do it as well. And yeah, just fantastic what he has done for the game as a whole, always trying to think of new ideas how to improve the leagues on the server and the game as a whole, and also helping out a lot with the media stuff, pretty much, maybe at least as active as me, I have to say. So thank you, Crust, you absolutely deserve it. Congrats. Enjoy it, man. You are the best of the world at this time.
The victory, the day is yours, the season is yours. It's only 1 round to go, and he has done it. He has won the championship. And Etruria as well, the most now cherished team on the grid, also the victors of today. If they hadn't, of course, we could go into what-if scenarios, but let's not go ahead of ourselves, and let's cherish what has happened. Etruria champions, and Crustunet also the champion of the world.
Yeah, we also have a few other drivers who still took part in this race. Toaster sadly off the podium again, 7 seconds off the topic then. Fastest lap going to Sigma Bob in 3rd place, by the way. Seguin in P5. Fantastic race for Williams in the times that we have right now. 5th place for him, 6th for Paradrive, P7 for Majumdar, then 8th place for Oscar Fan on debut, and Ludwig in P9 for Albinova. Not much changing over the last few laps there. Lozy picking up 3 points for Hurricane Racing Team in 10th place. Yeah, also something that you don't see too often in the late stages of this season, sadly. But I think that Kato's team, with Cider as the team principal, is still gonna continue in the next few seasons too. And Pigeon and Tyne for one time round out the top 12 here, with Guillermo just outside them again, not scoring points. That's not that nice to see. Albono in P14 for APAs at 0 points with Senna's retirement as well. Piggy falling down to P15. So that is the opposite of a comeback. That's also rare to see. And Nikhil, yeah, 16th and pretty far off. I think it was also just to the side of the track later on. And yeah, Senna and Nitro, the 2 retirements. And let's look at the overall team's standings first, because there's been a slight miscalculation. Ivanova GP are still in the championship fight, but only if they take a 1-2 with fastest lap and pole position, and Etruria scores 0 points at Poland, and I think that is very unlikely anyway, which is why I decided just not to edit out our celebrations for Etruria, and I'm still gonna say congrats. MP Motorsport are 2 points ahead of Williams in the standings. That is gonna be a fight where we're gonna have to pay attention, as 25M is pretty lonely in 5th place. APA and Minardi are gonna scrap for 6th, and One Time is rather having to deal with Hurricane Racing Team, who are last in the standings. And so it is 6 race wins out of 9 races so far, or our confirmed world champion Justin and Sigma Bob are still separated by just a single point, but this time it is Justin getting ahead again. Paradrive is in 4th, no longer able to stay with them, but he might also have a say in the final round. And Laguna still in P5. Senna probably also not catching the Spaniard, and Ludwig is kind of having to hold off Toaster in the fight for P7 in the standings. Fetty also only 3 points behind the Briton, and Seguin rounds out the top 10 tied with Piggy, who is actually gonna go on to do a full season for the first time ever.
That was a race to follow along. It was a very, very fierce battle for everything that was on the line, and the best has won this race. But it's only for them to celebrate this time. Thank you for allowing me to be here to commentate alongside you this wonderful race.
Thank you, man. It was one of the best, one of the most satisfying things to see happening in this league, and yeah, very nice. One more round to go. That's the how do you say it in English? That's the encore for this season. We go to Białowieża for the Polish Grand Prix. Hey, that's nice for you, isn't it?
That's my home, yeah. It's only as the UMR has finished off with the championships that it's going to be a formality. The Polish Grand Prix, though, it's not only the UMRL, the league, of course, the highest, the best, but there are still up for the grabs the rest of the leagues for their champions to be crowned. So it's only a matter of time as we see each other again next season for the rest to be done and to be won.
Yes, like and subscribe, and see you around. Bye bye.
See you soon.